In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on September 28, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Pittsburgh Pirates versus New York Yankees. The Pittsburgh Pirates are set to face off against the American League East Division champion New York Yankees in the second game of their 3-game series, bringing the 2024 regular season to a close this Saturday. The Pirates, once again enduring a disappointing season, are hoping to lay the groundwork for a potential playoff push in the upcoming year. On the other hand, the Yankees, who secured the American League East title on Thursday night in a matchup against the Baltimore Orioles, are now focused on aligning their pitching rotation for the American League Division Series, which begins next weekend. Pittsburgh is relying on Paul Skenes to give them a solid start in this matchup. Over his last 3 outings, Skenes has compiled a 2-1 record while allowing just 2 earned runs across 17 innings, demonstrating his ability to stifle opposing lineups. As for the Yankees' Lucas Gill, he's coming off a performance where he surrendered 4 earned runs over 5.1 innings against the Oakland Athletics, though New York still secured the victory. Prior to that, Gill had been sharp, giving up only 2 earned runs across 10 innings in his previous appearances. In Friday's series opener, the Pirates maximized their limited offense, making the most of 6 hits. 4 of those hits came courtesy of Nick Gonzalez and Brian Reynolds, with the duo combining for 3 home runs, propelling Pittsburgh to victory. With Skenes slated to take the mound for Game 2, another strong pitching performance paired with timely hitting could make all the difference for the Pirates. Despite their season-long struggles, Pittsburgh will aim to capitalize on their momentum, with Skenes' dominance potentially keeping the Yankees' potent lineup in check. Even though New York has already clinched the American League East, they're still aiming to secure home field advantage throughout the playoffs, meaning key players will likely still feature in the lineup. That said, with Skenes being one of the premier pitchers in the league, he's expected to fare well against the Yankees. Although Pittsburgh's bullpen has been a glaring weakness, the Pittsburgh Pirates' money line is our full game side pick. While Skenes might not pitch deep into the game, his effectiveness during his time on the mound has been nearly unmatched. The Pirates have consistently played in low-scoring affairs, with 3 straight games hitting the under and 5 of their last 6 doing the same. This is largely due to their strong starting pitching, though their offense has been stagnant, managing just 9 runs over their last 5 games leading up to Friday's contest. Meanwhile, Gill has been a reliable arm for the Yankees throughout the season. Even with the Pirates facing a shortened start from Gill, they are unlikely to generate significant offense, especially against New York's formidable bullpen. Both Skenes and Gill are among the top pitchers in the league, and each is expected to deliver a strong performance in this game. While Skenes should be able to limit the Yankees' scoring opportunities, the Pirates' offense has struggled significantly throughout the season. On the road, Pittsburgh holds a 79-75-5 record when hitting the under and a 41-35-2 record overall. With these 2 quality pitchers on the mound and both offenses facing challenges, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus Chicago Cubs. The Cincinnati Reds head back to Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois, to play the second game of their series against the Chicago Cubs. So far this season, the Reds hold a record of 76-84, placing them 4th in the National League Central Division. Meanwhile, the Cubs currently sit in second place in the same division with a slightly better record of 82-78. Interestingly, Cincinnati has had the upper hand in head-to-head matchups with Chicago this season, winning 7 of their 11 encounters. In their most recent series at Wrigley Field, the Reds came out on top, winning 2 out of the 3 games. This upcoming game presents a significant disparity in pitching matchups. For the Cubs, veteran Kyle Hendricks takes the mound, but his recent track record against Cincinnati has been less than stellar. Over his last 10 starts against the Reds, Hendricks has posted a 3-3 record with a bloated earned run average of 5.28. On the other hand, the Reds will rely on rookie Red Loader, who has been impressive at home, boasting a 1-1 record and an astonishing astonishing 0.59 earned run average in his 3 home starts this season. Hendricks has particularly struggled during day games, allowing a staggering 50 runs over 61.1 innings pitched. His strikeout rate of 15.7% does little to exploit one of Cincinnati's more glaring offensive weaknesses. In contrast, the Reds have been scoring at an impressive clip, averaging 4.9 runs per game against Chicago this season. Rookie pitcher Loader, who has been lights out with a 1.4 earned run average through his first 5 starts, should continue to shine, especially since the Cubs have averaged just 4.04 runs per game at home. If Cincinnati's bullpen can lock things down in the later innings, they stand a strong chance of securing another win in this series. It's puzzling why the Cincinnati Reds are considered underdogs in this matchup. Neither team has much left to play for at this stage of the season, and while the Cubs do have the home field advantage, Kyle Hendricks has been far from reliable, particularly at Wrigley Field. On the flip side, although Red Loader is still in the early stages of his career with just 5 starts under his belt, he's been exceptional. Loader has pitched at least 5 innings in each of his last 4 starts, and incredibly, he hasn't allowed a run in any of those outings. While the Reds might encounter some turbulence once they turn to their bullpen, I expect them to establish an early lead and hold on for the victory. As such, the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. Offensively, the Cincinnati Reds haven't exactly been firing on all cylinders this season, particularly in recent games. That said, I anticipate the Reds will find ways to put runs on the board against Kyle Hendricks, whose season-long struggles are reflected in his 6.28 earned run average. Hendricks has also shown signs of control issues, walking 9 batters in his last 4 starts, which could spell trouble against a Reds team that capitalizes on getting runners on base. On the flip side, once the Cubs manage to get past Red Loader, they should also be able to score some runs, as the Reds bullpen hasn't been particularly sharp, with a season earned run average of 4.11. Given the shaky pitching on both sides, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia Phillies versus Washington Nationals. The Major League Baseball regular season concludes this weekend, and one of the most intriguing matchups on Saturday takes place in the National League East. The Philadelphia Phillies, currently boasting a record of 94-66, will go head-to-head with the Washington Nationals, who sit at 70-90. Both teams will be looking to finish the season strong, with Philadelphia aiming to solidify their playoff standing and Washington seeking to end on a positive note despite a challenging season. The Phillies have dominated this head-to-head series recently, winning 6 of their last 7 matchups against the Nationals. Meanwhile, Washington has struggled mightily, losing 9 of their last 10 games overall. Additionally, the Nationals are just 7-13 in their last 20 games against teams from the National League East. On the mound for Philadelphia will be Zach Wheeler, who has been outstanding this season, posting a stellar 16-7 record with a 2.56 earned run average, 213 strikeouts, and a WHIP of 0.96. Wheeler ranks 3rd in Major League Baseball in wins, earned run average, and WHIP. The right-hander has allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in each of his last 10 starts, with Philadelphia winning 7 out of those 10 games. He last faced Washington on August 15, when he led the Phillies to a 13-3 victory, allowing just 1 run over 6 innings. Earlier in the season, on May 17th, Wheeler gave up 2 runs over 7.1 innings in a 4-2 Phillies win. On the other side, Washington starter Mackenzie Gore has shown some recent improvement but still holds a 4.04 earned run average and a 1.45 WHIP, ranking 40th and 55th in the league, respectively. While the Phillies have secured a first-round bye and home field advantage in the National League Division Series, they are still competing with the Dodgers for home field advantage in the National League Division Series and with the Yankees for home field and a potential World Series appearance. Philadelphia comes into this contest looking to rebound after a blowout loss in the first game of the series. The Phillies hold a road record of 40-39 this season, while the Nationals have a home record of 37-42. Despite some road struggles for Philadelphia, they will be counting on Zach Wheeler to continue his exceptional form. Wheeler has been one of the top pitchers in the league over the past few weeks, and Philadelphia will be relying on him to get the job done. Washington, on the other hand, will look to Mackenzie Gore, who has been pitching well lately but still has a concerning WHIP for these reasons. The Philadelphia Phillies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Let's take a closer look at Mackenzie Gore, who has been in excellent form recently. The left-hander has made 4 starts this month, during which he has recorded a phenomenal 1.59 earned run average and a 0.84 WHIP. Gore has faced the Phillies 3 times this season, allowing only 2 earned runs in 2 of those outings. However, the key to this game lies in Zack Wheeler's performance. Wheeler is not only one of the best pitchers in the league this year, but is also in the conversation for the Cy Young Award. He holds a 16-7 record with a 2.56 earned run average and a 0.96 WHIP in his 4 starts this month. Wheeler has posted a 2.08 earned run average and a 0.85 WHIP when facing the Nationals. They have struggled significantly against him, hitting just .167, .185, .322 and 90 at-bats. Philadelphia should be able to put up their share of runs in this game, but Washington's offense has been underwhelming, ranking 25th in runs scored and 26th in slugging percentage. Both starting pitchers have been in good form as of late, with Wheeler holding a 2.56 earned run average and Gore at 4.04. Recent trends also favor a lower scoring game, as 5 of Washington's last 6 games have gone under the total, including 4 of their last 5 home games. Given these factors, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Astros versus Cleveland Guardians. The Houston Astros are once again headed back to the postseason after an impressive second half of the season. As they prepare to wrap up their regular season play, they face off against a potential playoff opponent in an away series. This final stretch of games provides a preview of what's to come, and the Astros, with their playoff berth secured, are focused on maintaining momentum as they prepare for the October grind. On Saturday, the second game of the highly anticipated series will take place, pitting the Astros against the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians have been a formidable presence throughout the season, consistently showcasing their talent and determination. After several years of playoff frustration, there's a growing sense of optimism in Cleveland that this could be their year to make a deep postseason run in 2024. With their eyes on the prize, they're looking to finish strong and carry that confidence into October. Cleveland has a lot at stake, and they enter this late season matchup with the advantage both in terms of motivation and pitching. With a more pressing need to win, the Guardians seem to have the upper hand. The Astros are locked into the 3rd seed in the playoffs, which allows them the luxury of resting their key players in preparation for the upcoming 3-game series in the first round. Notably, Yordan Alvarez didn't even travel with the team, and other stars like Jose Altuve, Jeremy Pena, and Kyle Tucker sat out the previous game against the Mariners, and they're expected to miss more action as the Astros prioritize rest. Despite Houston sending out future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander, his performance this season hasn't been up to his usual standards. The 41-year-old ace has struggled with velocity and control, posting an elevated 5.55 earned run average on the season, and his numbers have worsened as the year has progressed, ballooning to a 10.9 earned run average over the past month. In contrast, the Guardians have won all of Lively's last 3 starts, and with Cleveland playing to win, they seem primed to capitalize on this opportunity. These two teams have a competitive history, with the Astros winning 7 of their last 10 meetings. However, one of those losses came with Verlander on the mound earlier this season. Adding to Cleveland's advantage is their stellar home record, boasting 50 wins and just 29 losses at home. While both teams have clinched their playoff spots, Cleveland still has plenty to play for, as they are vying with the Yankees for the top seed in the American League and home field advantage throughout that portion of the playoffs. The Guardians have been keeping their key players in the lineup more consistently than Houston, who has opted to rest theirs. Given Verlander's recent struggles, Cleveland could take full advantage in this matchup, making the Cleveland Guardians money line our full game side pick. When analyzing the game's total, the Guardians stand out as a team built for low-scoring affairs. While one might expect the second seed in the American League to be powered by a high-octane offense, Cleveland is driven by its pitching staff. In fact, the Guardians didn't score 10 or more runs in any game during the entire month of September. Their success stems from having the 4th-best team era in the league, allowing them to shut down opponents with consistency. Even when Lively exits the game, Cleveland has plenty of bullpen options to maintain control and keep Houston in check. The Astros, without their top hitter Alvarez, are likely to continue resting other stars since their playoff seeding is already determined. Verlander, too, won't be on the mound for long, as Houston is likely to preserve his arm for potential postseason use, pulling him at the first sign of trouble. Game 1 of this series was dominated by the Astros offense, but only 7 total runs were scored. Over their last 3 meetings in Cleveland, these two teams have combined for just 17 total runs, with the under hitting 5 times in their last 10 head-to-head matchups. For the the Astros, the under is 5 to 4 to 1 in their last 10 games, and they've scored 4 or fewer runs in 6 of those contests. Meanwhile, the Guardians have seen the under hit in 7 of their last 10 games, allowing just 3 runs per game over that span. Considering these trends, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Royals versus Atlanta Braves. Sure, here's a rephrased and lengthened version of each paragraph. Despite suffering a loss in the opening game of this series, the Kansas City Royals have successfully secured a spot in the playoffs and are now preparing to face off against the Atlanta Braves, a team that is currently in the midst of a fierce playoff race. The Royals managed to clinch their postseason berth through a combination of their recent performance and some favorable outcomes in other games, demonstrating resilience and determination. As they take to the road to confront the Braves, who are vying for their own playoff position, it's clear that both teams have a lot at stake. Leading up to this pivotal matchup, the Royals had been on a winning streak, having won 3 consecutive games before facing a shutout loss in Game 1 of this interleague series. Nevertheless, the Royals found a silver lining in the situation. Thanks to a loss by the Minnesota Twins, Kansas City officially secured an American League wild card spot, marking their first trip to the postseason since 2015. This achievement is significant for the franchise, highlighting their growth and competitiveness in a challenging league. On the other hand, the Braves are entering this game on a hot streak, having won 4 consecutive games and 6 out of their last 7. Their recent success has positioned them in a tie for the second National League wild card with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Braves currently hold the tiebreaker over both the Diamondbacks and the New York Mets, whom they are set to face in a crucial doubleheader on Monday in Atlanta. This matchup is particularly important due to the fact that 2 of their previous games were postponed due to rain, intensifying the urgency for the Braves to solidify their playoff position. Looking ahead to the next game, the Atlanta Braves are expected to have a stronger incentive to perform well, especially considering that Kansas City can clinch their playoff spot tonight if Minnesota experiences another loss. This situation places the Royals in a relatively comfortable position as they lead the race for a playoff spot, while the Braves still have considerable work to do. Historically, Atlanta has found success against Royals pitcher Lugo, who has shown signs of regression since the All-Star break, with a 3.73 expected earned run average. The pressure will be on Lugo to deliver a strong performance, especially given the stakes of the game. However, the Royals have struggled to find their rhythm outside of their recent sweep against the 69-win Nationals. In fact, they have recorded disappointing statistics this month, slashing .213, .283, .309, .593 and averaging just 3.1 runs per game. These numbers place them at the bottom of Major League Baseball in terms of weighted on-base average at .260 and weighted runs created plus at 63 over the past 30 days. In stark contrast, the Braves have excelled during this same period, ranking among the top 10 teams in those statistical categories. It is also noteworthy that the Royals have been significantly less effective when playing on the road compared to their home performance this season. The Braves have not only won their last 4 games, but they also triumphed over the Royals in Game 1 of this series. Even with their loss, the Royals celebrated securing their playoff berth for the first time since 2015, leading to jubilant scenes in their locker room where champagne flowed freely. However, this celebratory atmosphere could lead to a bit of a hangover for the Royals as they prepare for the next game. Additionally, with their postseason berth locked in, it is likely that they will rest some key players to ensure their health for the upcoming playoffs. Conversely, the Braves will likely field a full lineup, as this game holds significant importance for them in the race for the second National League wild card, which they currently share with 2 other teams. While both starting pitchers are expected to deliver solid performances, it seems likely that the Braves will score more runs, as Lugo may not be able to pitch deep into the game. Thus, the Braves are poised to maintain their momentum and secure their 5th consecutive victory, so the Atlanta Braves money line is our full game side pick. In terms of betting trends, the under has been a strong consideration in Atlanta's home games this season, posting a record of 50 to 25 to 1, while Kansas City has a 43 to 31 to 4 record in their road games. Additionally, the under has been successful in 27 of 43 interleague matchups for the Braves. The Kansas City Royals have faced significant challenges at the plate over the past month, and this matchup will undoubtedly pose a formidable challenge for them. The Braves are adopting a comprehensive approach as they strive to secure their playoff playoff spot, which could spell trouble for a Royals team that has posted a .294 on-base percentage outside of Kauffman Stadium. Moreover, the Royals may not be particularly motivated to push their starters if Minnesota loses earlier in the day. In Game 1 of the series, the total went under the projected number. While the Royals have generally maintained a solid lineup throughout the season, they were shut out in Game 1 and have averaged a mere 2.2 runs per game over their last 11 contests. Compounding this issue, it is likely that they will rest some key players now that their playoff spot is secured. Both starting pitchers in this matchup have earned all-star selections this season, and both are expected to have strong outings in this game. As such, it's reasonable to anticipate a lower scoring affair in this interleague contest. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.